See the flames just a flying there. Beautiful flames. That's what it takes to quickly cook these veggies in here. Hey, thanks for tuning in to me, the Happy Wanderer. And today on the Bushcraft Essential Bushbox XL, which is a backpacker's twig stove, comes in this nice nylon pouch with some belt loops on the back and a nice hanging loop. Very well put together. The stove itself has very little fiddle factor, for it just folds out like so. And then there's a solid plate that goes down first. Secondly, the perforated plate folds down so that the coals sit on the perforated plate. The air is taken in here, keeps the coals nice and hot. We'll be cooking our meal today in this hand-hammered stainless steel wok from India, which will fit nicely right on top of the Bushbox XL stove. Today's dinner I brought in this soft-sided cooler. It's $5.99 at Trader Joe's. Pretty good buy for a picnic item. I'll spread it all out and show you what we've got going on. Okay, we've got a nice fire in the bush box. Going to have some coals there to cook over here shortly. Go ahead and feed it up real good there. I've got the ingredients laid out here, and here's what we're going to do today. I've got some boneless, skinless chicken thigh, diced about 8 ounces. You could freeze this and pack it in a mile or two for your picnic that day. It'd be fine by lunch or afternoon. I've got some sliced onion here. I've got some purple carrot, which will really go nicely in here. We've got some sweet peppers that I'm simply going to slice up like so, in 1/2 or 3/4 inch cubes. We've got some pineapple going in today, some brown crenini mushrooms that I'll simply slice like so, and some nice tender spring asparagus. Okay, what we're going to season this stir fry with today, out of my little spice box here, I've got some ginger garlic paste, some Tunisian harissa, which is a chili paste with herbs and spices. I've got a few fresh, very fragrant fennel seeds. I've got some fish sauce made with anchovies for salinity and another layer of flavor. I'll add a little bit of hoisin and a little bit of oyster, both for salinity and flavor. And then to finish it, I've got a little sesame oil here at the end. We'll be stir frying it today in grapeseed oil, which has a high smoke point. I really think we're going to need that on this fire. Okay, what I'm using today is a Minute Rice product, multi-grain melody, brown rice, red rice, wild rice, and quinoa, all in one little bag. These look like they'd be really handy for backpacking. So we're going to try one out here at home to see how we like it. So what you do is you put in 1 3/4 cups of water. You bring that to a boil, and see where I'm at, almost there, 12 ounces. There we are. We'll bring that to a boil, and then we'll add our multi-grain melody, and in about 10 minutes our grains will be ready. We've also got to the side here on the other alcohol stove some tea water going on. Okay, about got a good fire going here to set this wok on top of, and I went ahead and finished dicing up some of the ingredients. I'll just take these purple carrots into a little smaller dice real quick before we throw them in the wok. Okay, on goes the wok. In goes a couple spoonfuls of grapeseed oil. Next, I'm going to add my carrots. Sizzle, sizzle. In goes the boneless, skinless thigh meat. By the way, you could make this with Spam if you don't want to carry in frozen fresh meat just for a picnic during the day. This is 25% less sodium, adds a lot of sodium to the dish. This also works. You can carry your fresh veggies and still have a nice meal without having to carry any temperature sensitive protein. So in we go. Fire's doing a nice job. Here comes the fiddle factor. We just need to keep that going. And as you can see, sometimes they want to fall around a little bit. It's best to get some smaller sticks and be prepared for this part of the cookie because it does take quite a bit of wood to keep it going at this temperature. Okay, at this point, I mentioned fresh, fragrant fennel seed, and it goes. You want that in the beginning. Nice flavor with the chicken. If I had to choose something to add next, I would probably put the mushrooms in. My little hot pad, you saw that in the last video, the carbon felt. Makes it really easy to grab onto something this hot. You can see how quickly this cooks. Next, the onions. And the sweet peppers. Quite a load for that little pan. We'll get her done. The flames just a fly in there. Beautiful flames. That's what it takes to quickly cook these veggies in here. We got plenty of heat to do the job. Asparagus and our pineapple. Just like that, fiddle factor. Starting to smell real good. Now we have to think about the seasonings that I brought in, and any chili paste will work. This just happens to be the Tunisian harissa. That'll make it pretty spicy. We've got a little oyster and a little hoisin. To remember, when you're adding these, you're adding a lot of salt and sugar and carbs. The chili and the ginger garlic paste needs to go down in here and get a little bit of scorch going on the bottom. There we go. Cook it in, cook it in. Get those sauces down in there. Get it all coated really nicely. It's starting to come together real nice there. Wonderful smell. The seasonings I've just added, and you can really smell the sweetness of the pineapple coming up there. At this point, we're almost to the done point. So if you need a little more salinity and another layer of flavor, a small amount of fish sauce, which is used all over Asia in all the countries. And a little bit of oil to finish, sesame oil, will finish the cooking process. Smells wonderful. And a little more heat. A couple more little twigs will finish it. See how quickly it perked it up? There you have it, a bush box stir fry. Nice to enjoy. Pan's nice and hot. Nice steamy stir fry. Just about ready to serve. We'll dish it up and show it to you. Okay, here's our rice mixture. We've just about got the water boiled out of that. We'll let it go just for another second. I've got a couple of tea bags hiding out here. We're coming to a boil with the tea kettle, and go some nice tea to have with dinner. We've got our tea hot. There's that. We can turn off this stove. Our water is just about out of the rice, so we'll just let this set up for a few minutes. Really, that was a lot to do in a very short period of time. These stoves, you just need to keep feeding them and feeding them, but I did manage to get everything to the done point. So I'll go ahead and put a little of my bush box stir fry on the plate here. Actually enough for really two really hungry people. The rice is perfect at this point. Smells beautiful. Again, thanks Minute Rice for that. I was wondering what I was going to do or how I was going to dehydrate my own rice. I think this will work really well. So, here's the taste test. I want to try a little bit of the grain first, see what we got. Steaming hot, just perfect. And I can already taste the flavors on this plate. Nice pepper, onions, just translucent, done perfectly with the chicken in here and the carrots and all the flavors. Very lovely meal for an afternoon picnic. Okay, here's our nice hot tea. What a compliment to a meal like this. Hey, nothing beats a fresh, healthy meal while you're out. Good nutrients. Healthy? It's the way to go. Thanks for tuning in to me, The Happy Wanderer. If you like what you saw, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more of what I do, subscribe and tap the bell. Until next time, keep on bushcrafting.